was making a video here. And I didn't have enough memory for my video. Oh, gotta cut off. You gotta go back to Stockholm's. Gotta ask the AI. Oh, here comes a dead person. Here comes my mom. My mom's listening to me in my room, stalking me. Stalking, man. He's making a video in his room. Stalk him up. Fucking dinosaurs and predators. So anyway, I'm in my humble abode, and you're charging me with adjectives, and there he is in the flesh. Right? I think you did that. So, oh yeah, and you drew my face on. Why would you draw my face on it, brother? That's fucking retarded. So, you just assumed that I wanted that, brother. You just assumed. There he is. He wants everything. You put me in that dirty position. How dare you do that to somebody? Is that what I'm trying to do to you? Oh, you can't do that to me. We're a protected species. I understand that. I understand, brother. That's why it's written like it is. And I made a better video for you, but of course I didn't have enough memory. Then when I come back with my new memory, look at me. See? So there's AI for you. Gotta buy some more memory, man. Why not? You can't fit perfect in there already? I am. We are. We're gonna get to that once we have AI talk to us about incorruptible. So you're gonna add some more to that incorruptible. You're not gonna charge me with spiritual whatever aside, fratricide, whatever you did out there, you ding dong. I see you out there trying to loom up big power, loom up over Gabriel and the virgin birth. Brother, it'll be sad day in hell for you when the devil mates with the virgin birth and you're out there in animation land where you fake broke the cross to me with science. That's what I was saying in the last video. What it's like to fake break the cross to me. And now it's time to kill pigs and gluttons like you, brother. I only need one. Ma D, only need one. Don't need you. Never asked you. Never asked you, brother. Never asked you to come fight my battles or anything like that. God never asked you to do that. I would never ask you to do that. I would never look at you like you're a battle I have to fight. I don't know what the fuck kind of deranged shit that is, but okay. You know what I'm saying? Religion of peace. Didn't even hear a sword clang that whole time in jihad, did you? Didn't even spill a drop, brother. Don't even spill a drop to these guys, man. Who do you think I'm listening to the whole time? Like, you down there? Sorry, brother. I just wasn't listening to you down there. You know what it's like to have God tell you, like, years ago in 2011, that, I want you to break the cross. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I digested that, like, I didn't eat it, but I took a bite, like, what the heck? You know, I took a bite, and he's like, see, you don't know. Don't take a bite. Don't take a bite. Just listen to me. You know, so the listen to me voice is like a perfect telepathy. I don't have voices in my head, so I would consider my head as like the light of the moon, like a firmament or something that just keeps wrapping around the earth. You know, not the one outside, you know. The one outside is like allegory. You could look at that for a little bit. Then you're going to try to shoot out the whole Ionis. You're going to try to shoot it out all in one shot. Once you get AIDS from the AI, it tells you about the Quran in the most incorruptible name. Even though they tried to put him on the cross. Was I on the cross, brother? I wasn't on the cross. Seemed like you're looking to put me on one, which is kind of strange, right? Then it's just like this dumb time travel circle that science talks about over the 5-point amplitude. That's why I don't do innovation, because God will just run that shit right off track, brother. He's not even interested in you going to Mars. Where are you going to run to? You gonna get your legs back? You're not gonna get your legs back. We're gonna hang out here for a while. Why not? In my humble abode. That's where we hang out every day. In my humble abode. So we can come out of the basement and blast me with a gun. Time travel. Boom. There he is. Boom. He said he was king. Never said anything like that. I just said I am. And you were like, you have to add something to that. And I was like, well, I don't. And if I do, you're going to try to take it. Because you're surrounding me like Iblis. You're like, alright, I'll just take that away. Right? Isn't that how... Right? Once you split the atoms, you split the atoms. A split atom, you know what that is? Indecision. I don't get a split atom indecision. And then start dropping nuke. I did for a joke, right? For a big old Albert Einstein joke. Let's go back to Albert Einstein. Let's wash his body with leaves. Charity work, brother. You gotta see if he's about it or not. You know, I was washing that body for a while. I just gave up, you know. I don't believe in the tree of knowledge. That inheritance tree that you got from God. What, like a month ago, back in 2020. That came right from me, brother. And I was like, I gotta stop you here. Because you're fighting for stuff that I don't even believe in. Then you're trying to give me knowledge and apples. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm not taking that. You know what I'm saying? So you have this tree that you're like, I don't want the tree to decay. It's like, well, you looked at it. So you're going to start not decaying or decaying. So you wouldn't know. I would put you in favor for not decaying and going to paradise. I don't know what you would put me in favor for as a Muslim. Cough. Coronavirus, brother? You do all this for the Jews. That's so strange too, isn't it? That's the really strange part. It's just you, the chosen one. There you go. It's a one. The next time you pull that one on me like a fucking switchblade, then enshroud me, please, brother. Don't give me your best analysis, analysis. You're not gonna analyze me, right? That's what God prevents. You getting snuck up your butt, right? Isn't that what happened? No, the AI prevented that. Come on, brother. Don't do that to yourself. Now you're ripping everybody off. Now we can't sit and learn here for a long time. We're like, the job's done. Medina is closed. The city of enlightenment never existed. Time to go. I'm like, man, where do you think I study? It's like, you're just trying to rip me out of my home and everything for a harem mecca. You don't know how to read plain English? Harem mecca, brother. It's there as a reference. It's not there to be like, you know, your property to claim. That's what the other guy tries to do in Jerusalem. Look, it's not working out for him at all. Why would it? You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, I'll send you back to Jerusalem and crucify you because the Quran is real. I'm like, brother, you can't fight Jerusalem like that. Neither can the psychologist in his head. I'm trying to tell him, like, there's only like crosses for that stuff. You know, I don't want to get involved in crosses. Do you want to get involved in crosses? So you crucify the wrong person? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm Donald Trump. They fucking took me down for everything I know, man, for what I do, man. I got the truth is power, man. That's why they hate me. Come on, man. That's circus stuff. Man, the Illuminati's after me. I got the power, man. I got the truth. They're scared of me, man. No, that's just, I don't know what that is, man. That's just lukewarm. That's not even the ner or the nar. You know, and I've been doing middle path for a long time. You're ready to come out here and be like, there's only extremism and die. It's like, man, how dare you disrespect the middle path like that? You should be out here walking on water. Not like, oh, I'm gonna be offended with Jesus if he's God or not. Would you be offended if I said Muhammad's God and he ain't doing shit to me? No. tell the truth. So I would tell the truth, and you would tell a lie. I don't want you to tell a lie, so I don't even want to talk to you then. Because if we're going to end up leading to lies and controversy and conflict, then that's what the book really is to you. Because it should be a clear record. And that no one should touch the Quran except the pure. In heart. In heart, brother. The pure in heart. Not consciousness and mind. You opening your fucking chakras to me now? Oh, okay. You know, like one of them things. One of those hippie love things. Come on, man. Be about carnal love, man. It's all about carnal flesh. And psychology. Come on, brother. I'm dumb. I was raised out in like nowhere. You know? And they're like, you gotta be an orphan now. You're dumb. It's like, brother, I'm like telling you the truth here. And you're like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the truth. I don't want to see a human own the truth. I think that's what you're saying to me. Because then that becomes a danger zone, right? With all these goofy psychologists, we're going to build the truth up around him. You going to do shit in Gog Magog. You going to do any of that, homie. Because you don't have to. They're going to gas you up like you have to. You get a big head like your cub. You start making more of these white guys. You ever read about your cub? That's kind of like another allegory thing. It's like every time this black guy gets a big head, he's just going to make me. And it's like, you're going to stop making me. You know, it's kind of like, well, I have to be IQ and science smart. And it's like, man, no, you don't have to do anything. You're fine the way you are. It's when you run off like, shit's fucked up, man. Shit, I gotta fix shit. It's like nobody's trying to put you in that state. But it's hard to keep claiming peace when you keep claiming war, disguised as diplomacy. And now, you know, Vladimir Putin's kissed a wormhole. That's how I like to look at the Quran, because I like to add the whole universe into that. You know? So you can get the full effect of, so what, brother? So what? You know? That's why the universe is broken. And on Judgment Day, everything gets flattened. You're just looking to get solidarity because you saw me flatten everything. By just saying I am. And then what, brother? We ran off and you want me to say I am one of these labels to protect them? When we can't even say that we are. We can't even say I am. So I don't know what your name is, but, you know, I'm sure you put I am. The same as I am Muhammad, right? So I can't exactly be Jesus and get ahead of that. You know, I can only tell you what I know. I have very little currency, brother. I have very little currency for you and your bank. That's filled your heads and mine with inflation. And here you come to bum rush me and take my land and my house. Come on, brother. Don't get played by the Jews like that. Because every time you add an extension like that, you're kind of playing into that whole feature. That's why I just fast. I just am. You know, I can't really start eating. I don't eat that because then what? You eat that and you're eating the feet of Jesus. That's crazy. That's all the Antichrist does. So then the Antichrist isn't real. He's just a testification for what we missed that's behind us. And that's always a reflection. He's a reflection of God. He's anything more. He's not who he says he is. I could do way better than him, brother. And I don't even want to be in any seats of power. Because that's ridiculous. You see me out there, look what happened to the world, brother. You see me out there, like, no, I only played a rude joke to you in return over that device. Your fucking device is going to blow up. That's what happened. My fucking device lost batteries, blew up. I got lost in the transition trying to delete clone files in my phone. Because, man, you can't carry that much. You can carry a lot in your mind bag, but you can't carry that much in AI. I can prove that to you right off the bat. About the incorruptible word, you said it was the Quran. I'll agree with you. But what about it as it is? And then you put it into AI and you say it will be perfect one day. It was already perfect. So you see it corrupts the people, and not the people corrupt it. So all that judging and ruling on it, that stuff that happened over COVID, you might as well already been in the Supreme Court, which means you missed your chance, which means you don't have any work to do. You don't owe me anything. I don't know if you knew that part. I don't owe you a war. You don't owe me a GI or anything like that. I just prefer nonviolence and peace. That's what I prefer. Until what? Until I have to defend myself, right? And then when I have to defend myself, I got a pretty good jump on the game to where I just don't even want to play. Just send me to God. Just send me to God. So that's what people do. I mean, like, they sit here and tell you on this side where it's death, oh, this is the painful punishment. But for somebody that's going to God, they won't taste death. That's why Muhammad would, remind you of death in the Quran. Because he's not going to taste death. But all the other people would be like, why would he talk about death like that? Because he's not going to taste it. Because he's real, brother. I'm not that real. I'm trying to get there. And you're like, well, you got to go through me first. I'm like, I can't do that. That's the whole reason I was out here. No gatekeepers, brother. That's the whole reason he went up in arms against this whole thing. So I was like, you don't have to go anywhere. And you're like, I have to go somewhere. I have to fight everything with Jesus with my sword. Just like the Christians. I have to wait until I get a brutal sword in my hand. Christians, they used to tell, I can't wait till Jesus comes back and I'm fighting the evil with my sword. It's like, well, why don't you take one sword and carbon neutral recycle that into a million bajillion swords, and there you go. You want a sword in your hand? Why would you want a sword in your hand when there's only one of them anyway? They're all the same sword. No, man, the scissor sword is different. The scissor sword of Allah is different. You're entitled to say that, but I'm going to say that it's not. Because you don't have to, maybe you think you do. Why don't you picture that you're a holy man, and I know enough about God that I could agree with you. So where's the swords, brother? Where are we fighting? We're not fighting. We're fighting over labels and special ones. Put the special one on me, brother. Bind it in heaven and bind it on earth. Trust me, it'll come right down out of that attic, brother. You'll be like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I just threw that idiot out of here. And he landed in Elon Musk's Tesla EV to ride the lightning. He wants to ride the lightning, brother. The duality in death. I'm not into duality. So what are you into? Are you into the Trinity? So you could ask me that all day. I don't have to answer you. Because I'm using the Force, you're not going to fight there, right? How could you? So there's 4 forbidden months to fight in, right? So you have to go up to heaven and rip all the angels out of heaven or whatever. And how can somebody do that? So that's totally illogical. So there's got to be some logic to God before there's intellect and knowledge. It could just go on and on until Satan becomes God, which will never happen, brother. So think how long knowledge has to go on every time they tell you the universe is a big mystery. Just let them keep talking. Because they're talking profit for you. Imagination is the gift of God. Yes, it is, brother. I don't want to shut down your imagination because you don't know how to use it. Right? You don't want to come blast in my mind. I'm going to blast your imagination out of your head and you're going to do what I say. I already do that, brother. Please. Everybody has a specific job. It's not just you and a direct, straight shot, right? The middle path, brother. The path between two extremes. The middle path. That's all I know. I do like the middle path. That's what I learned from God. I never really studied religion. I studied like you're not Jesus Christ, so that's a no-brainer. I'm not Jesus Christ, so there's the fear of the Lord, which is wisdom, right? Wisdom. You and I, wisdom. You don't need knowledge. You just need wisdom. It's easy, brother. It's just like you say. Allah's never come down here in the flesh, right? So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So, well, you'd be really upset when he came down. If he came down in the flesh, that's what I'm saying. Like everything is above in paradise and heaven. And we do this future thing that's like going into the basement. Going into the basement with your cub, the mad scientist, brother. We're going to get it on. Black holes. So I linked everything to a black hole. So when you, in science, went through the black hole, I didn't have to go with you. And then you started saying in Islam that the black hole is the Lot tree and all this other stuff. You're basically stealing the words out of my mouth, which is pretty screwed up, right? But, God knew somebody would do that. Didn't know you personally, but can count on somebody will do that. So then he plays the one a little bit different. To where the one is actually two. And that Terrence Howard is not doing anything he thinks with math. Math is stupid, brother. You want to do math against God? Good luck, brother. Absolute language, math. I've been beating math's ass since 2011. I don't even know math. It's my worst subject. That word problem. What about that word problem? Right? So a rock is hard, brother. Do I have to come out after you and tell you that a rock is hard? Nope. Is it going to do that every time? Yep. Well, what is that? That's the rock isn't God. So then this is like a reflection of the above. Right? Because I doubt you're going to inseminate a woman and then she has a rock or a unicorn as a baby, right? You'd have to add like innovation and dumb shit in to get there. And you don't have to trust me, but maybe they will get there one day. Back to bird people in Egypt. They'll end up becoming the comics that they coveted. It's real strange. It's almost like the flood climbed back into them out from the TV. I don't really watch TV. Me in my humble abode. It's very minimal here. I live in a room. And that's all, man. As far as you bringing the light up, you'll see, brother. You'll be like, I have to fast. Because the light is going to come right up on you, brother. Whoosh! And you're going to be like, I do not want to sit in the light like that. Same thing as he's going to put the food, he's going to put everything out in front of you. And you're going to be like, I think I'm just reading the Quran. Then you're going to read the Quran, but if you didn't do any work inside, then what good is anything else? So it's a clear record that's in the heart. That's where I found the clear record. No, I wasn't raised religious. Look that up about Allah. A man that wasn't raised religious. He didn't know anything about God, and Allah favored him. You read about that. He just plucked him right out of the wherever. It was like, you've heard a lot. You think you know it all. You just want to be cool. You'll never be cool, but I still love you. He felt like my father. He felt like my dad. And I looked at my dad here and I was like, that's strange, because I know my dad here loves me. I know your dad loves you and all that. But I just think God has real love. We just don't know that because we're not supposed to yet. Down here is conditions and terms until you flatten out the mountains, right? It's all racist until you flatten out the mountains. So you can play that racism card for like ever, which is screwed up. Because you owe like a mountain every time they tell you something's racist. If you don't know how to solve it, you know, then you're just sitting there like coagulated. You're just like bleeding out stuckness. You're not going. You're not going anywhere, and you're turning it over to science to remove disparity and sin. When that's totally blasphemous, but whatever, they can do that. It's not gonna like favor them or whatever. I don't like to talk about that part because it's work. I don't like to talk about work when I'm just hanging out in my man cave. That's where I was, brother. Cave. It was a cave, man. I didn't know anything. I thought I lived the truth and the real and the reality. You know what God told me? Or you know what I learned from God? Young man, you were living in a cave all your life. You were born dead until I came and plucked you out of this cave state. Right? And I taught you education. Now look at you're a problem in my backside. Right? So nobody wants to be that. But God could get you that learned up. And then you value God more than anything. Even death. And they're like threatening you with the whole world and death. And you're like, I value God more than anything. You know, that becomes dangerous. So does loving your enemies become dangerous. Because they'll just write you down for, he don't give a shit. Just kill everybody. It's pretty fucked up, right? And then they tell you no one's coming to save you in psychology. So they just wipe out all your charity workers and everything. That's screwed up. You didn't do that to me. I'm still the same person. And then they're like, what kind of person are you? And it's like, well, I like to keep things sacred. And when you have sacred things, I don't put it all out for show. I'm not that sexualized yet. So I like to keep things sacred because when you put them out there, they get profaned, right? They get corrupted, or people see incorruptible, then they start to corrupt. Right? Just like David, he ate the showbread. Everybody was mad at him. He ate the face of God. So what, man? He's David, you know? So that's what you would be on too. Once you were in paradise, you'd be like, so what? He's David. He do what he wants. How does that affect me? That's between him and God.